A live look tonight over the city of New Orleans as today marks 20 years since Hurricane Katrina. 20 years ago today, the hurricane and the flooding that followed led to one of the deadliest and costliest disasters in U.S. history.
That's right, and since then, New Orleans has been on a steady path to recovery, but in some ways, the city will never quite be the same. Jennifer Bjorklund has a look.
On the campus of Tulane University,
Napoleon sells it to the U.S.
Katrina is part of a lesson for a group of architecture students who have little, if any, memory of the deadly storm.
It's American history to them, okay? I'm 59. It would be like talking about World War II practically when I was a kid.
But for this city, it's a reality that's reshaped their community and lives.
There seems to be a sense of confusion by these poor people on which way to go.
The unbelievable images on TV screens across the nation that last week of August 2005 are indelibly imprinted on anyone who lived through it.
Get us out of here! We want to get out of here!
We're suffering. We're suffering here.
90-degree heat in the days that followed, with New Orleans humidity, the response at the Superdome vastly underestimating the human toll.
Brownie, you're doing a heck of a job.
Failures by FEMA and man-made levees compounded the humanitarian disaster in the days following the initial storm as the floodwaters continued to rise.
And you could see the news gets worse and worse and worse.
Back inside the classroom, Tulane University geographer and Associate Dean of Research Richard Campanella shares details and memories of the tragedy with his students.
So imagine that flood wall completely disintegrating. People are living at -4 here. The water is at +14. That's 18 feet of head within the span of 2 blocks.
Campanella says the man-made elements failed 20 years ago, but with work on the drainage and levee systems, New Orleans is now in a much better position to withstand a hurricane like Katrina. While in the 9th Ward, one of the hardest hit neighborhoods, there are reminders parts of this city may never fully recover.
When you go to the areas that suffered a greater exposure to the hazard and had greater social vulnerability, you still see Katrina.
But in the city's central business district and the iconic French Quarter, you can clearly see and feel the essence of this city, saved, many will tell you, by its unique style and culture. The Big Easy back in so many ways as recovery, which has been anything but easy, continues 2 decades later. Jennifer Bjorklund, NBC News.